Good day, everyone. Welcome to the pilot episode of The Interview. I'm your host, Patrick Espana. So, let's begin. We have a heavyweight in our hands right now. We are able to secure an interview with one of the best in the industries. So, just a brief rundown. First things first, former regional manager of sales and marketing for Asia Pacific region, handles 23 countries in ASPAC. Imagine that's 23. Monitor country manager, sales manager, marketing manager per country. Ooh. Handle and monitor top 20 accounts per country. Handles all embassy per country, chambers of commerce, the Rotary Club, WHO, and other organizations per country. Handles government VIP accounts per countries also. Monitors revenue, target versus budgets per country. Attends events, award nights, per invitation per country activities. They deals and negotiates business development programs per corporate accounts or businesses. First assignment for 5 years in European. First assignment in First assignment for 5 years in European region. Second assignment for 5 years in USA and Canada or the North American side of things, and third assignment for 5 years right here in the Asian Pacific region. I said country a lot because he's very well accomplished. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you to Mr. Albert Olaguer. Give him a round of applause, everybody.
So good day, everyone. It's great to have you here, and with our guest speaker, Sir Oliger. I'm Sophia Montinola.
Hi, good evening. Good evening to the rest of the panel.
Good evening, sir. I'm Patrick Richard Espana.
And I'm Justin Soriano, and we'll be your interviewers for today.
Mhm.
This interview is conducted for our final project in people management with a section of OTAM1. For your convenience, we'll also be typing the questions down in the chat box.
Okay.
We heard that
Sure.
you work for Etihad Airways. Tell us about your time working for that organization.
Okay, I've been at Etihad Airways for almost 15 years. I'm a former regional manager for sales and marketing. The first region that I handled was Europe. I was based in Europe for 5 years. Then after that, I was transferred to handle the US and Canada for another 6 years. Then after that, the last region that I handled was Asia Pacific. So all the 23 countries in Asia Pacific, all the country managers, sales managers, and marketing managers are directly reporting to me. I'm the man behind all the tactical pairs and revenue achievement for each country.
Okay, sir. For the next question is, what is your daily routine that contributed to your success?
Well, in terms of being the regional manager for the daily routine, monthly we have what we call BRM. BRM is business review meeting. This is happened every first Monday of the month. So we do the review for each revenue targets for each country. What are the ups and downs? The last year versus present year and the previous year's revenue performance for each country. Like for example, here in Manila, the annual target was 87 million US dollars. So to compare the variance between those figures is we need the previous year, the last year, and the present year, the year to date. So we
Well,
have this kind of tools that we use. One is Revenue Plus, the other one is Salesforce.
okay, sir. For the next question is, with your experience, what is one of the most unforgettable experience that led to your biggest learning?
Well, when I was based in Europe, being a Filipino, it's really hard for me to give command or orders to all the European country managers. Because to be honest with you, for the Filipinos or other expat, when you say Filipino, they consider us as cockroach. So being the
Mhm.
regional manager and I was directly reporting to the senior vice president for sales and marketing, once I want to give orders or memo for them to achieve the strategy they always question me. So when I discussed this to my senior vice president, Dr. Barry Green, he told me that you're on the position, just tell them to do this, do that, and this, then do it in a black and white or via email and copy furnish me. So those are the strategy that I did. Then after that, all those country managers from the European countries followed whatever orders that I want or whatever policy that I want to implement for each country. And that's the starting point for me to achieve at least 4 consecutive years, all those countries to achieve the revenue target.
Don't rush off. Nickelodeon will be right back.
So welcome to Pat's halftime report. So I just want to get a brief rundown of the interview. He was talking about experience, and for me, experience is the most valuable teacher there is. People can learn through different ways, but it's all unanimous, ladies and gentlemen, that experience is something else. It may be a good experience or a bad experience, but it is a teacher because you're gonna live through it firsthand. You may or may not be ready for it. And just like how Sir Albert was, he rose to the occasion when it comes to handling discrimination in his part when he was a manager. I mean, it doesn't matter what our ethnicity is, and you have to hold your position high and proudly because they cannot question when you're in that position, and your resume speaks for itself, your work ethic speaks for yourself, and I'm a firm believer of that. So remember, never let anyone question you. I know it's a bit of a life lesson there, but it is what it is. And that's all I got for today in the past halftime report. Back to the regular programming.
Right back. Now back to Nickelodeon.
For the fourth question is, what techniques did you use to rally your subordinates towards a goal?
Okay, I have this kind of strategy. First is the one step forward, two step backward. I always implement this kind of strategy or style to all my subordinates. The one step forward is in case you have a problem. The first step forward is to look at the problem. The one step backward is to analyze the problem, do the option A, option B, and option D. The last step forward is make a final decision. Then before moving forward, we also have this SWOT analysis and SMART objective. I think you guys are familiar with this one.
Yes, sir, we are.
Managing performances of employees can be hard. During your time in Etihad Airways, have you encountered a stubborn employee and how did you deal with it?
Well, being a stubborn employee is normal in one corporate or corporate company. We have this employees manual. At the same time, we have these KPIs. When you say KPIs, a key performance indicator. So whatever the attitude or working performance of an ordinary employee or even a management, the HR department always follow whatever the KPIs policy is. So for example, so in subordinate or stubborn employee, we have this under the employees manual, we have this first offense, second offense, and third offense. So for the first offense, it's just a one-on-one talk between me and my subordinate. The second offense is with the participation of the HR department. And the third offense is, of course, the participation of the legal department before we terminate the people or the staff.
Our next question. In line with the last question, what struggles did you face when managing foreign employees?
Well, when I was based in Asia Pacific region, it's really hard to deal with the Japanese country manager and Korean country manager because Korea and Japan, especially in Japan, I have two stations, Osaka and Nagoya. We need to hire translator for me to understand whatever the country managers need to do and for them to understand me what are the strategies that I want to implement. Etihad Airways is the government airlines. It's owned by the King of the United Arab Emirates. which is Sheikh Al Nahyan. So it's a pure government. It's a 5-star or 7-star airlines.
And lastly, sir, thank you for that. I would like to ask personally, what advice can you give to aspiring managers, and is there any tips that you can give as beginners in this industry?
To become a manager, you need to start from the scratch. For you to know what are the things that your subordinates are doing. Like for example, if you're working on the airlines industry, you need to start from the ground services. You need to start learning reservation and ticketing. When I joined Etihad, I didn't join as a regional manager. For my first 3 months with Etihad was reservation and ticketing. And then after that, I was being promoted as assistant supervisor for the reservation and ticketing. And then after that, after 9 months, I was promoted as assistant operations manager. Then during the training, you need to undergo training. Whatever the training is, just always grab it. Then after grabbing it, adopt it and practice it on a day to day. Then after that, once you are a hardworking type of person, the potential being a manager or to achieve a higher position is always open.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you for your knowledge and time, Mr. Olegar. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, in case you have other further questions or clarifications, just don't hesitate to let me know. Okay? Study hard,
Yes, sir.
guys.
Thank
And
Thank you,
you.
looking
sir.
forward to work
Sir,
with you soon.
thank you
Thank you,
very
Especially
sir.
after
much.
the pandemic, probably some of you guys are planning to work on the airline. Right now, I'm one of the consultants of Philippine Airlines in terms of ground operations.
That will be a strong consideration in my parts. I'm sort of close, probably with one of my group mates in terms of units. So I would look forward to that in the near future, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that wraps up our interview. Thank you guys. I hope you guys learned something because I learned a ton of valuable information. And I just want to say thank you for tuning with us today in the interview. And this is your host, Patrick Espana, signing out. And I want to wish y'all a great day. Peace.
What up? Throw your hands up and bounce your head. What up? Somebody feeling alright. Yeah. Get down, y'all. Feeling alright, feeling alright, feeling alright. Alright.
All right, so y'all better believe in yourself. Oh, I almost forgot. Happy holidays, y'all.
How hot does it get now? Say what? Let me feel my high now. Word up, you now rockin' with the one, everything jiggy. Heads feel me, I rock strictly, so what's the dilly? The ill child up in this. Feel my rock now, thoughts.